Tammy, show them your nails. Go like this. Come on.
Got him.
They're pretty. I can't even say Kumschussfein 12ST09, whatever that means. Just returned to the vet with a reverse PG of 5. Had a feeling she wasn't ready. Took your advice on checking the temperature twice a day, starting about day 6. Her temp hasn't dropped under 99. Haven't seen any signs of nesting yet. Blah 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 blah. Today would mark day 60th of first AI. Right. Well, there's a lot more information that we need here before I can give you some really good advice on this, like how many puppies are on board. You know, that gives you, because if you just got a few puppies, then you either got your, they tend to go long because you got your AI date wrong. So, I mean, with a PG of 5, you don't take puppies. So you're doing the right thing. Temperature hasn't dropped. We'd like to see a temperature drop as well, but you got to get that PG down to 3 or less. D. Dover, when switching over to puppy mush, how often and how many times a day do you feed them? Tell me soon.
Well, the first starting out, you do it 1 time a day.
And let them be with mum too.
Right.
Yes.
Right,
so you do a transition, right?
Right.
Don't overdo it, basically, right?
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. So probably day 5, you'll do it twice a day.
Yeah, morning and evening, or morning and afternoon, right? Aileen Valera, my 3-year-old Frenchie, had levels of 14.7 at day 9 and 10. Did it on both. Oops. We did an AI on both days. Day 16, she was at 13.4. We let it alone. Now we are waiting. Yeah, well, so the problem you've got here is we'd really like to see her numbers going up, but they didn't go up. So it's a bit of a dangerous situation here. I mean, generally you say if the level got to 5, the dog ovulated, 2 days later you can breed. But I can tell you that you very frequently, especially in younger dogs, see the numbers go back down. They never get high enough. So I'd liked it if the numbers were higher. So, will you be okay? Maybe. It would have been better to see the numbers when you'd finished being up above, 17, 18, 19, 20. Another one here, Raul Allen. Had my girl's PG level checked on 0608, numbers were 0.37. Checked today 614, so that's now 6 days later, numbers are 1.81. When shall I get another test done? Well, a 1.81, you didn't tell us when she started her heat cycle, so we'd like to have that information. But generally, a dog that's at a 1.81, we'll call that a 2. Next day will be a 3. The day after that will be a 4. The day after that will be a 5. You'd breed 2 days later, so you'd breed in 5 days. I would test in 3, make sure where you are. Someone was saying that they agree that the market is flooded with mediocre or worse dogs. Yeah, well, yeah, it is, but we'll muddle our way through it. I mean, it'll all work out. Mm-hmm. Someone's asking about stud fee for Mando. Call Cody. He's not ready yet, but he'll be ready soon. You can get some lock-in prices. 800-664-0173. Call Cody.
And he's got a litter of puppies with testable chocolate. Call him at that number, and then I have a litter of fluffy carriers from Love My Bubile.
Just what, 3 days old now? 4 days old? On Thursday.
4 days, yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days old, yeah.
So give me a call at 580-799-1910 for my fluffy carriers out of Love My Bubile. Beautiful babies. I got 4 girls and 1 boy.
Someone's asking about Winston, and we call him a blue sable, and they're asking with tan points, does this puppy carry the AT trigen? Yes. So that dog has doesn't have brindle, has 1 copy of tan points, ATAY, and that's why you see this variation in color above the eyebrows and the cheeks, and a little bit on the feet. But you see it quite a bit on his cheeks, and so that gives you an idea when you see that you're looking at a non-brindle dog who carries 1 copy of tan points. If the dog carried 2 copies of tan points, you'd see really much clearer tan points all the way through its leg on its back end. Kathleen Rayner, regarding the question about worming, etc. for pregnant dogs, a different answer from different vets. One vet says to give NexGard 2 weeks before whelping. Blah, blah. He recommends Drontal a week before whelping. Drontal is the one we use for puppies every 2 weeks. So much happier with the great pups and no guilt trip. Yep. So, I mean, we use fenbendazole Safeguard. We do it 10 days to a week before, and then we do it a week afterwards for 3 days straight both times, and it works great. But I mean, You know, is that the best way to do it? I don't know. I mean, you know, just whatever you're using, make sure that it says it's safe for pregnant dogs. And I mean, I don't like giving any medication if I don't need to, except that worming does make sense, because dogs are going to have some parasites in them they've got under control, and then you reduce the exposure of the puppies to worms. So I think it makes good sense to give that a week beforehand and a week afterwards, and then start worming your puppies at 2 weeks and there on after.
Am I supposed to turn?
You're going to turn left after you go through this, for turn left.
Okay, so I need to get in this other lane.
Yes, thank you. How many times can a mama do a C-section? So the quick answer to this is, you can keep, there's no answer to the number of times a mum can do a C-section, but you do a C-section next time if the last C-section was successful and you had a good outcome and mum bounced back quickly with no health issues. Otherwise, you certainly wait around or stop doing it. Let's get one more in here before we go eat. Where are we eating, Tammy? Good morning. Just learned my 2-week-old French sheep had a mild cleft palate. Well, so the first thing is the vet and you didn't check that when the puppy was born, so that was a mistake. But luckily, it's a very minor cleft palate because the dog was able to suckle. You do say that you are both bottle and tube feeding. You wouldn't be able to bottle feed if it was a bad cleft palate.
Right.
So
we always ask our vet when the puppies are born in the vet's office, did you check for cleft
well, we always
palates?
look. We always look.
And then we look too, because I want 2 answers.
Watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.